the hearts of all Indians. 2. Parliamentary Government. India is a vast country, and so it adopted a system of administration that recognized its diversity. In our country, a government exists at the central level as well as at the level of the states. The Government of India functions according to the provisions of the Constitution, which has divided powers between the central and state governments. The laws passed by a state legislature applies only to the people living in a state. The power of the central government extends to the entire country. On the basis of relations between the executive and legislature, the democratic governments can be of two types. 1. Parliamentary and 2. Presidential. In a parliamentary form of government, the Prime Minister is the real head of the government. He is the leader of the majority party in the parliament and uses his discretion in choosing his ministers to form his council of ministers. The government is directly elected by the people and remains in power till it enjoys the confidence of the people, or, in other words, the support of the majority in parliament. In a presidential form of government, the president is the real head. He is directly elected by the people and is not responsible to legislature as in parliamentary form of government. He is not necessarily from the majority party that wins the elections in the parliament. Once elected, he is assured of his full tenure in office. Why we chose parliamentary democracy? We chose parliamentary democracy because our constitution makers were already familiar with the British parliamentary system. The commission that was instituted to make recommendations in this regard, known as Nehru Report, also validated parliamentary democracy. This kind of government is better suited for India because of these merits. This kind of government is flexible and changes according to time. Parliament can change ministries if it does not work according to their wishes. It ensures efficiency because of the cooperation between the legislature and the executive. The parliamentary form of government is responsive to public opinion. If the government acts against public opinion, it faces its downfall. Parliamentary government is a responsible government as it is accountable to legislature and through the legislature to the people. Trivia. A parliamentary system is a system of government in which the ministers of the executive branch are drawn from the legislature and are accountable to the body such that the executive and legislative branches are intertwined. The Parliament. We have opted for a representative democracy because our country is vast in size and our population has exceeded more than 1 billion people. So, it is not possible for all the people to meet at a particular place to discuss issues and take decision. So, we elect our representatives who form the government on our behalf. Our parliament at the central level consists of two houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha. As its name suggests, it is the house of the people. We elect our representatives to the house on the basis of universal adult franchise. The Lok Sabha has a maximum of 550 members, out of which 530 are elected from different states of India and remaining 20 are elected from union territories. Moreover, the President has the power to nominate 2 members from Anglo-Indian community if they do not get adequate representation. It is also called lower house. India is divided into 543 constituencies for the purpose of elections. 1 representative is elected from each constituency. Seats are reserved for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Any person who is a citizen of India and at least 25 years of age can contest for Lok Sabha elections. Lok Sabha is elected for a period of 5 years, but it can be dissolved even before it completes its full terms if a no confidence motion is passed in the parliament against the government. The President then looks for alternatives. If no other leader is able to form a government due to lack of majority, the Lok Sabha is dismissed and fresh elections are announced. But the term of Lok Sabha can be extended during emergency. Speaker. The House chooses Speaker and Deputy Speaker from amongst its members. The Speaker presides over the House and maintains its discipline. Once elected, the Speaker has to be impartial in conducting the business of the House. For this reason, after elections, Speaker no longer remains the member of a political party. All the resolutions and bills can only be moved with his permission. Money bills are certified by him. If there is a tie after voting, he exercises a casting vote to resolve the deadlock. When he is absent from the House, the Deputy Speaker takes over his charge. Rajya Sabha. This House represents the interests of different states at the national level. It comprises 250 members, out of which 238 are elected from different states, and the remaining 12 are nominated by the President, who are eminent personalities from the different walks of life like arts, music, sports, literature, etc. The minimum age to contest for the Rajya Sabha is 30 years. Members are elected for a term of 6 years, and they are elected indirectly by the method of proportional representation by the single transferable vote. Each state has seats in Rajya Sabha in proportion to its population. In this way, the Legislative Assembly of the state votes on behalf of the people of that state whose seat has fallen vacant. It is also called Upper House. The Rajya Sabha is a permanent house as it can never be dissolved. However, after every 2 years, 1/3 of its members are elected as the term of those members comes to an end. Thus, each individual member of Rajya Sabha enjoys a term of 6 years. The Vice President of India is the ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha, which means by virtue of his office, he automatically becomes the chairman of Rajya Sabha. Its deputy chairman is chosen by the members of the House. They control the proceedings of the House and maintain its discipline. In order to become a member of Parliament, a person must be a citizen of India. He must not have an unsound mind or an insolvent. He must not hold an office of profit under the government. If a person has given up the citizen of India and has been disqualified under any law made by Parliament, one cannot contest elections to the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha.